Dear learners, myself, Dr. Anirban Ghosh, currently holding the position of Director, Center for Internal Quality Assurance, Netaji Subhash Open University. I would like to welcome you to this discussion on student support services in open and distance learning system of education. This module belongs to the unit of the course titled Educational Technology. Though this course is meant for the learners of the PG education, it may be useful to the other learners who are interested to know more about the student support services in open and distance learning. Our topic of discussion is student support service in open and distance learning. So, before I discuss the student support service, I would prefer to say something about the open and distance learning system and why the student support service is important in this system of education. You know, the open and distance learning system is a globally accepted and recognized system of education which accommodates a large number of learners who wants to fulfill their dream of higher education. The degree of ODL system is equally valid as that of traditional system of education. So open and distance learning system is well accepted in the society. Due to inherent features of flexibility, the open and distance learning system has now become a very popular system of education among all the age group of people who wants to pursue a degree program. Generally, the open and distance learning system offers ranging from the undergraduate degree to postgraduate degree program, and it also offers the PhD program in full-time mode. It also offers the vocational courses to strengthen the human resource of the society. So it is also useful for those workforce who want to remain relevant in the ever-changing job market, facilitating the lifelong learning. So in view of the present situation, open and distance learning holds a prominent position or space in the society for extending the higher education system to the mass. The flexibility it offers in terms of choice of courses and the period over which these can be pursued make the ODL system attractive to the employed who cannot attend the regular classes. So, the clientele of ODL is different from that of conventional system of education. Here you will find a heterogeneous group of learners coming from diverse background, the age group ranging from 18 to 81. So the people of any age can take the advantage of open and distance learning system because it has some flexibility in terms of age, in terms of duration of courses, in terms of examination system, and so on. So as a people, you may take the advantages of ODL system to upgrade your knowledge as well as to earn the degree, which is equally valid in compared to the traditional system of education. Would like to mention here two major challenges we have to face in the ODL system, that is the distance and the number. By its definition, you know open and distance learning. So distance remains. In the ODL system, distance between the teachers and the learners and the institution exist. And the second one is the number. Large number of learners are admitted in different learner support centers located at different parts of the state. So peer-to-peer distance also exists. The number in the open and distance learning is not an issue. We can provide the service to the hundred of students, thousands of students, and lakhs of students. So number is not a concern issue in the open and distance learning. But for the successful ODL program, we have to overcome these challenges. But how? That is the question. In the open and distance learning system, there are thousands of students in one hand, and there is a distance between the teacher and student, even between the peers. So we have to bridge the gap. We have to minimize the distance. Otherwise, the education cannot be possible. Here, the answer is student support services. A well-designed student support service may address all these issues. The strength of an open and distance learning institute depends on its academic and administrative support provided to the learners. Now, it is clear to you that learners come from diverse backgrounds to the open and distance learning. Some of them may be freshers, some of them may be dropouts, some of them may be working or housewives, etc. And so on and so forth. They are detached from the teaching and learning for a long period of time. So how do they proceed, complete their study? It is the responsibility of the Open and Distance Learning Institute to develop the study habits among such learners and also to help them complete the courses successfully. So, in the open and distance learning system, the learners are coming from diverse background who desperately need support before, during, and even after the study. So, the student support service is very important in any open and distance learning institution. To be successful, the every open and distance learning institution must have a well-designed and effective support system which will satisfy the need of the students who are coming. And also, some of them are the freshers, some of them are dropouts, some of them are working, some of them are housewives, etc. The term learner support or student support is not an associated term in conventional system of higher education. You cannot hear the student support for the traditional system of education. But learner support has been developed as a technical term which is being used in ODL system of learning. Without an effective student support service, an ODL institute cannot survive. So the meaning of support, particularly the idea that all the aspects of ODL should facilitate the learning, especially from admission to exit. I've already told the student support service is very, very important and very crucial to become a successful, to offer a successful ODL program. So we have to keep in mind before any program we offer in open and distance learning institute regarding the student support service, what the services are going to be delivered to the students. There is no doubt about it. The clientele, the students who are joining the open and distance learning institution need some support, need some help. So generally, the learners need support for various purposes. It may be academic purposes or it may be administrative purposes. So far as the institution system is concerned, they may need the information like what is on offer, what the programs are offered, what the program will be appropriate for a particular person, particular learner, particular student. Selection of courses. They may need the information relating to the various types of courses which will be appropriate for him or her. When to apply, how to make a payment. So all these informations are to be disseminated to the students, to the learners who are willing to join the open and distance learning system. On the other hand, the learners also need support or help on the courses during their study, like how to read the SLM, how to participate in the counseling session, how best to complete an assignment, how to contact with the peer-to-peer, how to react on some topic of the SLM, and so on. So if you discuss all these things, all are very relevant information because the students or learners who are coming to join in the ODL program, they are mostly detached from the teaching and learning for a long time. And before joining the ODL system, possibly they studied in the regular system. in the traditional system. So they don't know what is self-learning material, how do they proceed. So some guideline may be provided to the learners how to go through the self-learning material, how to study the self-learning material. Because self-learning material is the backbone of the ODL program. Everything is written as if the teacher is inbuilt in the SLM itself. So the student or learner has to understand what has been written by the teacher himself or herself in the SLM self-learning material. So there is a process of learning or reading the SLM. How to participate in the counseling session is very important. Some guidance need to be given to the students. The counseling session is not like a regular classroom teaching. So some guidance should be given to the students. Assignment. How best to complete an assignment? In every education system, there are two components of examination or assessment. There is one an internal assessment, and the one other is the term examination or summative examination. The internal assessment or home assignment plays a key role in the ODL program because submission of internal assessment is mandatory for appearing in the final examination. So by completing the assignment, the students can complete their study, complete their self-learning material, complete their SLM before appearing the examination. So it has been made mandatory or compulsory for submission of the internal assessment. So we have to communicate the students what is the importance of internal assessment, because after evaluation of the assignment, the answer book is supposed to be returned to the students to get the views or comments of the examiner for the improvement of their study. So these are the very scientific method how the students can proceed towards the end of the program. One big disadvantage of this system is the distance between the peer because all the students are scattered. Occasionally they can meet in the counseling session. So we need to give the information regarding the peer-to-peer interaction, how the other students are studying, how the other students are responding to the questions. So all the information to be disseminated. Now we can describe the different types of student support services which can be provided by an open and distance learning institution. We can classify the student support services in two categories. That is the non-ICT based. ICT means the information and communication technology based, and other is the ICT based. That is, some support services may be based on the information and communication technology and others may be non-ICT based. So if we see the non-ICT based support services, we may find the pre-admission counseling is there, induction meeting, study materials, counseling sessions, home assignment, library facilities, financial assistance. So these are the non-ICT based support services which are provided to the students for their satisfaction. On the other hand, we can find under the ICT-based student support service, there may be video conferencing, web TV, web radio, podcast, LMS, learning management systems. So these are the major items or major classification of the student support services, which one open and distance learning institute can provide. Let us discuss some of them. I have already told there are some ICT based and non-ICT based. So under non-ICT based student support services, you can find the pre-admission counseling. What is the pre-admission counseling? Generally, it is arranged before the admission process starts. After the publication of the admission notification, the pre-admission counseling is conducted at the learner support centers level. It is basically arranged to increase the public awareness of the open and distance learning system especially of the varied programs offered by the university. And this type of counseling meeting are arranged at the study centers level. The basic purpose of the pre-admission counseling is to clarify the doubts or queries of the potential learners. And also it is one type of career counseling, because there are many types of programs offered by the institution. So which program will be appropriate for a particular student, we can guide in during the pre-admission counseling. Next comes the induction meeting. So immediately after the admission is over, but before beginning the session, the study centers invite all the newly admitted learners in the meeting, where they are familiarized with the aims, objectives, operational aspects of ODL. And in ideal cases, the study materials are also distributed during the induction meeting, because they are the authentic student, genuine student who have taken the admission at different study centers. They are invited to join in such meeting to make them aware about the system of education, because in open and distance learning system, regular classes are not held. Some occasional counseling sessions are organized. So well before the schedule is distributed to them, when the classes will be held, the counseling sessions will be held, when or on which topic the class will be conducted, so that they can come with the preparation by going through the self-learning materials. So this is the objective of induction meeting, which is conducted immediately after the admission and before the commencement of the session. Then comes the study material. Study material is the backbone of any ODL program. Study material is nothing but the textbook, but its presentation and content is something different of the textbook. So before starting the PCP or personal contact program, we assume that the study material should reach to the students or learners, so that whenever they come to attend the personal contact program or counseling session, they have some idea about the topic, so that the discussion would be interactive. Because this is counseling, remember, this is a counseling session, not the classroom teaching. Only the doubts are clarified in during the counseling session. So it is very important to provide the study material before the beginning of the counseling session or PCP session. And ideally, it is distributed during the induction meeting. Then comes the face-to-face counseling or personal contact program. In open and distance learning, we often say this is a face-to-face counseling and personal contact program. So both of them are classroom teaching, but this would be interactive mode, because the SLM are distributed before the commencement of the counseling session. So it is expected the students will come with preparation by going through the SLM. Only the doubt clearing session may be organized. Only the points which are doubtful, that can be clarified in the counseling session. Another important support is the home assignment. How to write the assignment and how many assignments are there, it's already discussed in the previous session. So home assignment is the integral part of the ODL system. It is like a continuous assessment. This assessment is done through home assignment. It is precondition for every learner, that I have already discussed. It is precondition for every learner to submit the answer of the home assignment. Through internal assignment, feedback is also given of their study to the student. So after evaluation, with proper comments of the evaluator, it is communicated, it is returned to the students, so that they can improve on their performance. I can discuss about the ICT-based student support services. To facilitate anytime, anywhere learning, the Open and Distance Learning Institute may provide the following ICT-based services, like digital course materials, audio-video lectures, podcast, video conferencing, web TV, web radio, learning management systems, etc. So what are these? Let us discuss one by one. The digital course material. The printed self-learning material is made available online. That is the digital course material. It facilitates anytime, anywhere learning. So during travel time, the student, if they are willing, they can study their course, their self-learning material, which is available online. AV lectures, the audio video lectures. Like you are getting this lecture. This is the audio video lectures. So these are the preloaded, pre-prepared content which are made available to the learners through a learning management system or through dedicated portal. So the audio video lectures are made available. It is like classroom lecture delivery. Podcast is the audio capsule where you will not get any video component, only the audio component. Where the bandwidth is low, the podcast is very useful and helpful. If you are interested, if you are willing to study more and more, all the facilities are available for your study. Video conferencing, especially after pandemic, it has become very popular instrument for communicating the students. We occasionally arrange the video conferencing meeting through Zoom, through Gmeet and other platform. The web TV is there, web radio is there. Web TV is nothing but the which run the audio video lectures. The audio radio only runs the audio capsules. Another important part is the learning management system. Learning management system is a platform where all the pre-recorded, pre-prepared academic content are uploaded and it is available 24 by 7. The students or the learners, if they have the user ID and password, they can access the learning management system. And from anywhere, they can access their academic content to continue their study. So these are very, very helpful for anytime, anywhere learning for a student. So the learners may avail this facility without going to their learner support centers. So the learner support centers are located, I have already told, learner support centers are located at different parts of the state, different parts of the country. So there is no need to visit your study center. If you are willing to continue your study, you may avail all these ICT based support services by which you can continue your study. So they can access the academic resources as per their convenience. The distance is not a bar. The time is not a bar. Only your willingness is required. So open and distance learning institutions are nowadays offering many ICT based support services for the benefit of the students, which I have already told. Here web TV is there, web radio is there, audio video lectures are there, huh? Digital course materials are there. So only willingness of the learner is very important in the open and distance learning system. Everything is available. So we are providing the ICT based and non-ICT based. In non-ICT based, we can also offer the library facilities. If the students are willing, they can also visit their near study centers for the library facilities. And also, some open and distance learning institutions are providing the library facilities online. So knowledge is available, course material is available. If you are interested to pursue your higher education or any type of degree, open and distance learning are here to support you. Either you take the advantage of the non-ICT based support services, or if you are very, very computer savvy person, you may take the advantage of the ICT based support services. So education at your fingertips. Everything is available. Every academic content is available. So these are the major part of the student support services, and student support service is very, very crucial for an effective ODL program. In the ODL system, I've told in numerous times that learner support centers. There is a network of learner support center and regional centers also, some open and distance learning institutions. But the learner support centers are located at the grassroots level, at the remotest area of the state or region. So role of the LSC, role of the learner support center is very important here, especially in the open and distance learning system. The study centers play a vital role behind the success of open and distance learning institution. So the study center serves as a link between the learners and the university. That's why we can say the study center is the interface of the university. There are a number of support services which are provided by the learner support centers or the study centers on behalf of the university. The students do not need to visit the headquarters at the city. Only if they need any support, if they need any help, they can visit their nearest study centers where they have taken their admission. Or if they are not satisfied at the learner support centers level, they can visit the regional centers if available. So, for the effective open and distance learning system, learner support center or or study centers play a key role because it is a mediator between the student and the university. So let us see what are the services provided by the learner support center to the students. I have already told that learner support centers are located at the grassroots level, at the remotest area. So student near the student's residence. So what the services the learner support centers provide? It may act as the information center, it may act at the admission counter, it may act as the SLM distribution counter, it may act as a center for personal contact program, and also it may act as an examination center. So these are the facilities which are available in the learner support center. Suppose I stay in a village and there is a college where the study center is housed of any open university. So I can easily visit my nearest study center of that open and distance learning university to get some information. What are the courses available? When the admission is taken place? What are the course fees? So all the informations we may get from my nearest learner support center. Nowadays, many open universities or many open and distance learning institutions have started the online admission. But in some cases, for some clarification, you need to visit the study center for helping in the admission related information. So at the time of admission, you can also visit your nearest study center for get the related information, like course fees, the duration of the course, the time of the admission, the last date of the admission, the process of submission of fees, etc., etc. The Open and Distance Learning Institute uses the learner support centers as a distribution center of the self-learning material, the distribution center of the registration certificate, the distribution center of the identity card. So the learner support centers act as the distribution center of the self-learning material. Not only the self-learning materials are distributed from the LSCs, the registration certificate, the admission, the result card, the admit card are also distributed from the LSCs, that is the learner support centers. And university also conduct the examination at the LSCs as well as the personal contact program. And for this particular purpose, that is for the examination or personal contact program, the counselors are engaged by the learner support centers. Who are the academic counselors? The teachers of that particular college are engaged as the academic counselors. These academic counselors are the UGC qualified teachers who are already engaged in their parent college, are only eligible for teaching in the open and distance learning institution, and generally they are engaged by their host college, that is where the LSC or study center is housed. So these are the major support services which are provided by a learner support center. So I hope you have understood the concept of student support services and why it is important in ODL system. Without an effective and well-designed student support services, an open and distance learning institute cannot survive. So I have also discussed some of the important student support services which are essential for the survival of the open and distance learning institution. Thank you.